7 times a night, is it really possible? Hello everyone, I am Dudu, and the joke of 7 times a night has been talked about for many years. Some people regard 7 times a night as a manifestation of strong sexual ability. You see, he can actually do it 7 times a night. This is amazing. However, some people regard this sentence as a synonym for premature ejaculation. You see, 7 times a night, how fast it is. No matter what the debate is, today we are mainly talking about 7 times a night. Is it really possible? 7 times a night. What kind of experience is it? 7 times a night. Is it really possible? Assuming that the time for washing is removed, starting from 7 o'clock in the evening, the foreplay time is about 10 minutes, calculated based on the faster outbreak of about 3 minutes. Then the first climax outbreak is completed at about 715. Because the body is relatively young, the recovery is faster and the refractory period is shorter. It can be fully erected at about 730 to start the second time. If we calculate based on this data, 7 times a night can 30, but this is simply impossible. On the one hand, the second sexual intercourse has a longer incubation time in the vagina, and on the other hand, the refractory period will also be extended, which means that second sexual intercourse will last longer and the third sexual intercourse will start later. In addition, since the penis's sensory threshold rises after ejaculation, it is in a state of low excitability and low sensitivity, and the erection will be delayed accordingly and require greater stimulation. This means that the time to wait for the erection to ejaculate again will be longer. The sexual stimulation required for the penis to erect will be enhanced. The incubation time in the vagina after the erection will be extended, and then the next refractory period cycle will be entered. Therefore, if the ejaculation time is 3 minutes, even if it is a second ejaculation, it is impossible to complete 7 times a night before 12 o'clock, unless it is really a second ejaculation every time, and you may even clock out early. If the usual ejaculation time is normal, about 10-20 minutes, it is even more impossible to complete it before 12 o'clock. However, if you really toss and turn all night, it is still possible to complete it after all. There are 10-12 hours. I don't know if anyone has actually done this, but this requires both parties, not only the man, but also the woman, to have sufficient energy and physical strength. Some studies have shown that the calories consumed by one sexual intercourse are about the same as running for 11 minutes. However, having sex 7 times is different from running for 77 minutes. In addition to endurance, it also requires a certain amount of explosive power and muscle strength. Many people cannot ejaculate in the next few sexual intercourses, either because the ejaculation threshold is too high or because they are physically exhausted and cannot effectively rub to obtain sexual stimulation. The more sexual intercourses you have, the higher the requirements for endurance and explosive power, because a larger and stronger range of motion is required to reach the threshold of ejaculation. Some people may say that you can take a nap during the interval to replenish your physical strength. In this state of physical exhaustion, once you sleep at night, it is very likely that you will be awake at dawn, and it is even more impossible to complete 7 times a night. However, is it meaningful to stay up all night just to do it 7 times? What's more, with the increase in the number of ejaculations, the organs and pelvic floor muscles in the pelvic cavity are frequently congested, and it is very likely that pain and discomfort will occur at the root of ding-ding and the perineum. This pain is also very likely to make you give up the idea of continuing to bang. Therefore, 7 times a night in this case is theoretically possible, and in fact, there must be very few people who have done it, but it is foreseeable that the quality of sexual intercourse must not be high. 7 times a night, what is the experience? Male feedback may lay. I feel that every time I have sex with my girlfriend, I get an erection very quickly, but I also ejaculate very quickly in the first 2 times. I feel that I can't control it and ejaculate after a few times, but after the first 2 times, I last longer and longer, but the semen gradually decreases. After the 6th or 7th time, although there is no semen to ejaculate, I can still get an erection. Male B, generally it is 3 times. If it is more, it is very difficult to get an erection. The head of ding-ding is numb and has no feeling. The foreskin is swollen and nothing can be ejaculated. The whole body trembles and nothing comes out. Who said that sometimes will be very enjoyable? Male C, when I was hungry, the first steamed bun was very fragrant, but I didn't feel it enough. After a while, I ate the second steamed bun. When I ate the third one, I felt a little full, but I could still eat it with some effort. Finally, I tried my limited date 6 steamed buns. Although I occasionally brag about my big appetite, only I know how uncomfortable it feels to be full. Truly, I don't know if the guy is happy or not, but I don't feel it very good. The main reason is that I don't have many orgasms. Every time he ejaculates, it's over. Girl B, at the beginning, there was a lot of liquid secreted. It was very wet and comfortable. By the third time, the amount of liquid was not enough, and it felt painful and uncomfortable, so I didn't continue. The next day, my lower body was swollen, and I felt something stuck there all day. Please remember that when having sex, the quality is important, not the number. 7 uncomfortable experiences are far less enjoyable than one.